Hey, this is Don Walters with The Clinical Trials Guru. Again, that website is www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Just want to talk to you about another subject, one that we kind of touched on before. And this subject is why do a lot of times clients, when you meet them out in the field, you do a pre-screening with them, once they get to your site, they screen completely different. I was hoping, well, one of the things I'm going to do, I have a buddy of mine who's a physician assistant who's also, he's been working with clients at residential facilities for years, for as long as I've known him, and that's 10, 11 years. And in addition to that, he's also been involved in research as a rater, sub-investigator. So he's been on both ends of the spectrum. So eventually we're going to do an interview with him and get his perspective. But one of the things that we found out that I've learned is that a lot of times clients will tell you different things out in the field than what they will do when they get into the site. I think a lot of times what happens is that when they're out in the field, they really want to get into the study for one reason or another. And they'll tell you whatever they think is going to work. So of course, then we've got to really pry and push for them to be as honest as possible. We also want them to be as fruitful and plentiful in whatever they can tell us. So the more information we have, the better is whether or not we know that this is someone we want to bring in for a screening. If you just get a little bit of information and get the diagnosis and what meds you're on and bring them in, you sometimes can be wasting your time because there's other things that go along with protocol other than just medication and diagnosis. You want to find out what symptoms, hospitalizations, get some history on them, find out if any other family members have been diagnosed. You want to do a complete history on them when you're out there. And it doesn't have to be something that takes a long time. You want to get quick answers, really quick answers. This is my buddy Dan calling me right now. Hey Dan, I'm doing a video right now for the public, man. Can I call you back? All right, thanks, buddy. So anyway, you want to get as much information as possible. And to be honest with you, a lot of information you can get maybe in 10, 15 minutes if you take your time doing it and you're thorough. And if you know where you want to go with your questions, you already have to have in your mind where you want to end up with all this stuff. So the more prying you do up front, the better you're on the back end. What happens, I found that a lot of times on the back end is that once they get in with the doctors or the coordinators, some of the clients think, gosh, I've made it, I'm in. And so they start telling them stuff that they never told you. And then it becomes things that preclude them or exclude them from the studies. And it can be a waste of time. It's a waste of transportation. It's a waste of your staff's time, waste of your time. So you want to do a good job up front of prying as much as possible to try to avoid that, because I find a lot of times it does happen. I'm going to tell you one thing out when you're out there in the field talking to these clients, and then when you get bring them in, they're going to tell you something different. So we want to cover that base as tight as we can up front, so that on the back end, we're not wasting our time. Anyway, that's it for right now. This is Don Walters signing off from theclinicaltrialsguru.com. It's our website. So sign off from The Clinical Trials Guru, and our website is www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Take care.